Hi guys, and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today I'll be doing a detailed tutorial of the module 5608 in this GST B200 G-Shock. Now, just like in all my other tutorials, in the description you will find a table of content with time codes. So if you're interested in a certain function of the watch, just go into the description, click the time code, and the video is gonna jump to that part. However, I would advise you to watch the whole tutorial the first time, just so you get acquainted with all the functions that this watch offers. This is a solar watch where this is gonna display the battery level. So if your battery level is low, you should first charge the watch by leaving it on the windowsill for a couple of days until this reaches at least half point or all the way up. Another thing, this is a Bluetooth connected watch, meaning it can connect to your phone. So if you download the G-Shock connected app and connect it to your phone, all the settings are going to be pretty self-explanatory as long as you know how to use a smartphone. But here I'm going to show you how to do everything on the watch alone without using the phone. One of the first things that you want to do is check and correct the position of the hands, because these G-Shocks have the hands connected to the digital screen and sometimes they can get misaligned, especially if you're changing a battery. Now, to do so, you have to be in the home screen where this display is going to show you either the current time or the date. If you're in any other mode, simply use the mode button, which is this lower one here, to toggle back to the home screen, and the watch is going to beep differently once you get there, like so. Once in the home screen, press and hold the adjust button, but don't release it after the first click, but keep it pressed for at least 5 seconds until you see hand setting displayed on this display. So press and hold, still hold, and now release. And now, as you can see, it says the seconds is about to be adjusted, which is the main seconds hand. This one is perfectly aligned. If it's not, you would use these two buttons to move it either counterclockwise or clockwise. Once you've set the seconds, you press the mode button, and now the sub-dial should point upwards as displayed here. This one is pretty much perfect, but in case it is not, again, using these two buttons, you can, as you can see, adjust it. So let's put it back straight, and that's it. Okay, press the mode button. Now the main hands are gonna be the ones that have to get aligned to midnight. As you can see, the hours are 0 and the minutes are 0. So you just allow them to get into position. If they stop anywhere other than midnight, again, you have to correct them with these two buttons. Since they're connected, if the hour hand is moved by 1 hour, you're gonna have to do like 2 revolutions of the minute hand to get the hour hand in position, like so. Okay, so again, counterclockwise and clockwise, and they move together. So if you want to move them rapidly, simply press and hold, and they're going to start moving. So as you can see, they're connected. So getting the hour hand from 11 to 12, you have to make a full revolution of this. So let's stop it and let's align it back. So press this one and hold to move it clockwise, and stop it at midnight. If you miss it, you can always correct it with single presses like this. Once all the hands are pointing like this, it means everything is aligned. Now you can press the adjust button to exit the hand correcting screen. Like so, the hands are going to get back into position and the main hand is going to jump to show you the current time. Once you know that your hands are actually showing what they're supposed to, now you can set the watch. To set the watch, again, in the home screen, press and hold the adjust button until you hear the first click. So press and hold. And there, the watch is going to first ask you about your time zone. Currently is set to Tokyo, and as you can see, the hands have just moved away to not obscure the screen, and you can know that the hand shift function is on with this HND flash here. Okay, so once you're here, you can move clockwise or counterclockwise, or should I say east or west. So London, Paris, or backwards. London and back to Tokyo. So let's put it to UTC or to Paris because this is my time zone. Once you've selected your time zone, and you don't have to find the city that you live in, just the biggest city which is in your current time zone. Pressing the mode button, the watch is going to ask you about the DST auto, whether you want the daylight savings time or the switch between summertime and wintertime to be done automatically via the watch when it connects to the phone, or you can manually override it by selecting the lower button to off, on, or back to auto. We're going to leave it at auto. Press the mode button again. The watch is going to ask you about the seconds. Here you can reset the seconds. If you reset them before 30 seconds, so let's say like now, via the lower button, the seconds are going to jump back to 0, but the minutes are going to stay unchanged. If you do it after 30 seconds, so between 30 and 59, they're going to jump to 0, but the minutes are going to move by 1 up. Okay, pressing the mode button again, the watch asks you about the time, so the hours. And now you can move the hours to get it where you want it. So let's say 3:27. Pressing the mode button again asks you about the minutes. So you can again go down and you can go up. So let's put them to, let's say, 10. Like so. Pressing the mode button again, the watch asks you about the year. Again, using these two buttons, you can go up, you can go down. Next, it's going to ask you for the month. Again, up and down, and for the date, again, up and down, and you can also speed scroll by pressing and holding the button. The day of the week is calculated automatically, so the watch is not gonna ask you that. Pressing the mode button again, the watch asks you whether you want a 24-hour display or a 12-hour display where the watch uses the AM/PM indicator. I always prefer a 24-hour display, so we're going to leave it like that. Pressing the mode button again, the watch is going to ask you about the date format. This is one of the rare G-Shocks where you can select whether you want to see the date, month, and then followed by year, whether you want to see month followed by date, or month, date, year, date, month, year. Since I'm in Europe, we use this kind of format, so I'm going to leave it like this. Again, you toggle it with the lower button. Pressing the mode button again, the watch is going to ask you about the language of the day of the week. You can select English, Spanish, French, German, Italian, Russian, and back to English. We're going to leave it to English. Pressing the mode button again, the watch asks you whether you want the pressing of the buttons to make a sound or you want to mute the watch where it doesn't make any sound at all. We're going to leave it at key tone so that we can hear it when we operate it. Pressing the mode button again, the watch asks you about the light. As you can see, the LT flashing. So this watch has an auto light, meaning that if I toggle it to on via this, when in the dark, if I put the watch level and then tilt it to my face, it's actually gonna light up. It's only gonna work in the dark because the solar cell is then used as a sensor to see whether the watch is in the light or in the dark. I don't like this function, so I'm just gonna turn it off. Pressing the mode button again, the watch is going to ask you how long you want the light to be on once you press the button or once you tilt it. It can be 1.5 seconds, or if you toggle it with the lower button to 3, it's going to be 3 seconds. We're going to leave it at 3. Pressing the mode button again, the watch asks you whether you want it to connect to your phone to receive the current time or not. Since this watch hasn't been paired to any phone, we're gonna have to leave it to off, so RCV off, and I cannot toggle it to on. Pressing the mode button again, the watch is gonna ask you about the power save function, whether you want it to shut down the screen and certain functions when they're not used. We can leave it at on or off, we're gonna leave it at on. Pressing the mode button again cycles us back to Paris or the selection of the city. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the setting. If you missed any of the settings, you simply cycle it until you get to the desired value and then you change it. Another thing that this watch has to do, if let's say you bought a used one or you changed your phone, you're going to have to clear the Bluetooth data. So you have to unpair it from an existing phone or old phone in order to be able to connect it to the new one. To do so, you simply go to this setting screen until you reach the seconds. When you get to the seconds flashing like this, you can press and hold the upper button for at least 5 seconds, and as you can see, it's gonna say pair clear and all reset. And now the watch simply reset itself and deleted all the Bluetooth data from it, so you can pair it to a new phone. So again, once you reach the flashing seconds in the settings screen, you press and hold this for 5 seconds, the upper button. And that's pretty much it. With our watch set, we can press the adjust button to exit the adjusting screen and go back to the home screen. And that's it when it comes to setting the watch. Now in the home screen, the light button is going to activate the light, and it's going to glow for as long as we set it in the settings screen. Pressing this button is going to show you what current time zone we're using. Pressing this button is going to display, change the display of the main time. So currently we have the calendar data. So we have the month, the date, and the day of the week. And like I said, you can cycle this in the settings screen to display it whatever you want, or the way you want. Pressing this again is going to show you the current time. So you can either see the current time or the calendar data. This can also be used to quickly check the position of the hands, because the digital time when displayed here has to match the position of the hands. And that's pretty much it. Okay, pressing the lower button is going to cycle you through the modes. So the world time, stopwatch, countdown timer, alarm, and back to home screen. No matter what mode you're in, if you press and hold, the watch is going to jump back to the home screen. And that's it when it comes to the home screen. This button is used to connect to the watch. So this is not a crown. You can only press it to start a pairing function, and pressing any of the buttons cancels it. Okay, moving on. The next function is the world time function. Here the watch is going to always display your home time using the hands and the world time using the screen. So currently it's set to Hong Kong. Pressing this lower button allows you to move via east, I believe. Yes, so as you can see, once you move to some time zone, it's gonna display the name of that time zone, and then it's gonna display the time of the time zone. Now, whichever time zone you select, you can also turn on or off the DST for that time zone. So once you select the time zone, you want to change the DST setting, you press and hold the adjust button, and the watch is going to ask you whether you want that DST or summer and winter time to be auto, off, or on. Or just leave it at auto. Pressing the adjust button exits that thing. Now, if we select another thing that this watch has is a time swap function. So let's say you select a time zone that you're going to travel to, and this is the current time there. This is our local time. Once you get there, you don't want to keep track of the local time on this small screen. You want the hands to display that, but you still want to keep track of your home time, but on this small screen. To do so, you press this button and this simultaneously. So this, and now they just switched the time. So now the hands are showing the local time where we traveled, and this here shows our current time or our home time. Once you travel back, you simply repeat the process. So press this, and it's gonna jump back. And that's pretty much it. So a very cool function for people that travel. That's it when it comes to the world time function. Okay, moving on. The next function is the stopwatch. The stopwatch is pretty simple. It's a split stopwatch with first and second place. To start it, you press the lower button. To stop it, you press it again. And to reset it, you press the adjust button. You can also do the split times. So you start the stopwatch, pressing the adjust button while the stopwatch is running. It's going to freeze the current time, but the stopwatch keeps running in the background. And pressing it again stops it completely, and you can reset it. You can also do the first and second place. So while the stopwatch is running, you have the first runner coming through the finish line, you press this button. Once the second one comes, you press this button. And now once you've written the time of the first runner, you press the adjust button. It's gonna display the time of the second runner, and then pressing it again resets the stopwatch. And that's pretty much it. Okay, moving on. The next function is the countdown timer. This is a 24-hour countdown timer settable down to the second. Currently it's set to 10 minutes. So you start it, and once it reaches 0, it's gonna beep. You can also stop it and reset it pressing the adjust button. You can also adjust it to any time between 1 second and 24 hours. To do so, you simply press and hold the adjust button while the countdown timer is not running. So press and hold. And there, the watch is gonna ask you about the hours. You can go forward, you can go backwards. As you can see, it goes up to 24 hours. Pressing the mode button again, it's gonna ask you about the minutes, again, up and down. And pressing it again is gonna ask about the seconds, like so. Pressing it again cycles back to the hours. Once you've set the timer to the desired time, you simply press the adjust button. And then you can again start it, wait for it to reach 0, or you can stop it and reset it. That's pretty much it when it comes to the countdown timer. Moving on. The next function is the alarm function. This watch comes with 5 alarms. So to cycle between the alarms, you simply press the lower button. This is alarm 1 and it's currently off. Pressing the button takes us to the alarm 2, which is also off. Alarm 3, which is also off. Alarm 4. Alarm 5. And finally the signal or the snooze, not the snooze, but the hourly chime. To turn any of these on, you select it. So in this case, we selected the hourly chime. You press the adjust button and it's going to be on. You have the SIG displayed here, meaning the watch is going to beep every full hour. Moving on to the alarm 1, if you want to turn it on and it's currently set to midnight, press the adjust button. It's gonna ring every midnight. You can turn off this or any other function by simply pressing the adjust once you select it. So the hourly chime, we go to the hourly chime, press this button, it's gonna turn off. Naturally, each one of these alarms can be set to the desired time, and not only that, but you can select whether you wanted a daily alarm, one-time alarm, or a programmable alarm for year, month, or date. So to do so, you select the alarm you want to set, you press the adjust button and hold, and as you can see, it automatically turns on that alarm. Now the watch is going to ask you about the hours. Again, you can go up, you can go down. Once you've selected the hours, you press the mode button. The watch is going to ask you about the minutes. So you can go up, you can go down. So this is 10:50 and PM. So press the mode button again. The watch is going to ask you whether you want it to be a daily alarm, meaning that it's going to go off at 10:50 PM every day. Pressing the lower button, it's going to take you to a one-time alarm, meaning it's going to ring today and not repeat itself. Or you can be a scheduled. Once you select the scheduled, you can press the adjust button and the watch is going to ask you for years. So you can select a year you want the alarm. So if you leave all these hyphens and put the year, it's going to go off at 10:50 PM in the year 2099 for every day. If you select the month, it's going to go during the December of 2099. And if you select the day, it's going to go off only on the 12th, on the December 30th of 2099. Now, if we move on and put this back to hyphens, it's going to go off every year on December 30th, like a birthday. Or if you select the month and put that back to hyphens, it's going to go off on the 30th of every month of every year. So you understand how it works. And select this and you can put this back to hyphens and now it's going to be a daily or one-time alarm. Once you've selected everything and set it, you simply press the adjust button to exit the settings screen, and now again you can turn the alarm on or off. And that's pretty much it. So pressing the mode button takes you back to the home screen. Now one more thing that you can do, but sadly I cannot show you here, is the phone finder function. If the watch has been paired to a phone, in the home screen you simply press and hold this button for more than 5 seconds and the watch is going to activate the phone finder function, where it's going to connect to the phone and make it create noise or a tone that's been selected in the G-Shock connected app. Anyways, that's pretty much it when it comes to this module. So the things to remember is the hand setting, the reset of the Bluetooth memory if you change your phone, and that's pretty much it. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found this tutorial useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.